Well, good to see you. Thanks for your time.
Pleasure.
Tell us, how are you?
I'm very well, yeah. It's been a nice week. Extra day to prepare for the game is always nice. Feel good factor around the training ground naturally. Yeah, it's been a good week so far.
I know you said you don't ever want to get too carried away, but how do you reflect now on the win over Manchester United? Because you must be thrilled with that result.
Just content, I suppose. Nice feeling. Obviously, Saturday nights are determined by result, the performance. So yeah, it was a nice feeling. Obviously, off the back of not playing particularly well against Fulham, disappointed in what we achieved collectively. So then collectively to achieve what we did by doing certain things that we'd spoken about as a group during the week in the lead up to Man United, and we see it come to fruition and win in the way we did. It was a lovely feeling.
I know you never want to get too up with a win or get too down with a loss, but how important is it to also enjoy it and to kind of celebrate it when it does happen?
Yeah, everybody keeps telling me that.
You've got, otherwise what's the point, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm probably not brilliant at that. I'm probably pretty quickly onto the next
Straight
one.
onto the, God, yeah.
It's the nature of it. But no, I did enjoy Saturday. It was a nice feeling, and I think it's important that you remember what goes into it, because we give absolutely everything, staff, the players, and it is a nice feeling then to just sit back from things and go for a stroll with your dog and peace and quiet and just reflect a little bit before you then turn the page to the following week.
A brilliant showcase, I guess, for Thiago, who has got everyone talking now. Can you just chat to us a bit about his journey, because he's had a tough time with injury, so does that make it all the more sweet to see him performing on the big stage like that? Yeah,
it does, because I've seen at very close quarters the struggles that he's had last season. Moving country first and foremost isn't easy. He's from a different continent. He's still a young man, and then to be injured and denied of what you want to do and how you can settle into a new football club is painful for a player. And then the way he embraced the football club and vice versa, I think it dovetailed really well that we got him really quickly. What he was about, his personality, his hunger for the game, and the spirit that he has, I think is pretty special. And then to see it then come to fruition during pre-season and get minutes in games, pre-season games, grow in confidence, grow in stature in the group, and then to score 2 goals against Manchester United for young Brazilian players, pretty significant. So it was a big day in his young career.
Yeah, I mean, what, in 20 minutes as well, right?
Yeah, it was pretty special. First goal was outstanding. That will get a lot of the headlines, I think, but second goal is a really good centre forwards goal where he's in the right area. He has a desire to get there after the initial layoff to Kevin, and the relationships that they're building with Dango and the other attacking players that we have, like Fabio, Reece Nelson's come in. We've got some really good attacking players that are just coming together and starting to form relationships and connections.
I've read you said he's a top human as well.
I think he's pretty special. I really do, because I think you can see the best in people when things are going really well. I think the key is when things aren't going so well, and really what you're doing when nobody's looking is one I would use a lot with younger players, because when they're here, even when they're fit, it's pretty easy. Everything's facilitated here. With the eyes are on them, how they're training, what gym work they're doing, what they're eating, what they're drinking. But then what happens when they go home and what are they doing in the evening times? And I think it's been pretty obvious what Thiago's been doing over the last few months to get himself back to this type of position.
Working very hard, yeah. For people who, seeing players leave and wondering where the goals are going to come from this season, I mean, do you think for fans he is the answer to that, or do you think that that's too much pressure to put on someone? Yeah,
it's not on Thiago's shoulders solely. I think it's collectively as a team. Obviously the attacking players naturally need to produce more goals than the midfielders. I think the defenders need to chip in some more from set pieces. I think we're getting close to that. But Thiago, we were always pretty confident once he got a rhythm in his game and got match fit really and sharp, that he would get goals for us. So it's nice to see him start the season in the manner in which he has.
And can we ask you a little bit about your role and how you're enjoying being the head coach here at Brentford?
I'm loving it, yeah. I'm absolutely loving the club first and foremost. I did last season. I think I did from afar, to be honest. That's why I wanted to be here. in the role I was in last year, but this role obviously is a bit more special and more responsibilities. I tend to like responsibilities. I always have. I love it day to day. I can't wait to get in the morning and get to work and plan and whatever it is, training, game plans, meetings, dealings with players, staff. Yeah, I'm very, very honoured and privileged to be in this role.
You seem very relaxed. I always think it must be such a stressful job being a Premier League manager, but yeah, you look very, very chilled.
Yeah, I am pretty calm by nature. I think some people that played with me might look and think that's not true whatsoever. I probably wasn't so much like that as a player, but I think it's the journey I've been on, I suppose, as a coach, and how you learn, how you develop, and the type of coach you want to be, and the coach you want to be for the players, and your role and how you communicate, I think is really important. I think you have to be calm. I think I've tried to be calm, but I think by nature over the last period of time, as I've matured and evolved as a coach and a person, I think that's become more natural for me. But ultimately, if you want to make good decisions, I think it has to come from a place where you are calm and really thoughtful about what you do, what your decision is going to be.
I heard you say you're not mad keen on being called gaffer.
No, I didn't feel it was necessary. Everybody called me Keith last year. I didn't feel that was a need to change. Some of them are calling me, some of them aren't. Some of them call me coach, some of the foreign boys. But yeah, I'm certainly not precious about it.
Let's chat about Manchester City then. That is the next challenge that awaits you. How are you feeling heading into that, and what kind of test do you think City are going to provide for you?
I'm feeling pretty good, but it's going to be a big test. The nature of who we're facing. The manager, just a phenomenal manager. Genius, really, in terms of what he's done for the game. And you add in the players that they have, pretty special players, individually, the way he has them set up, and what they do, and how they dominate the ball, and the problems that they pose you. And I think they've clicked into gear this season. I think there's been some really good performances from them. It's going to be a tough test, undoubtedly, but we have to focus on what we can do to stop their main strengths, which are a lot, and then what we can do to cause them problems the other way. But
you'll have your home support, which has proved huge for you so far this season. How much of a boost is that, and can you tell us what you think is working so well for you playing at home?
The fans are really connected to the team. They were last year when I was here. They have been throughout this period in the club's history. I think they're very understanding of this season and the changes that create a level of scepticism and negativity at times around the club, and I think they're very confident in the owner, the people that make the decisions at the football club, and they're very, very supportive. They have been very supportive of me, they're very supportive of the team, and I think the players feed off that, the fans feed off it in the other direction. I think there's a real connection between fans and the club, which is pretty special.